Let's go. Let's go, man. Hunt the ball. Let's go, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.
Hello, football family. Welcome into Week 12 NFL picks. Alec and I still hanging. Still just hanging in there, man, even though we're taking some hits.
It's a long season, dude.
What happened to us? We were doing so well. You're still doing well, Alec. It's still 85 and 66. So, still pretty good, even after a few rough weeks. And we're doing it early this week, Alex. That's not good for the Sunday games, but feel like we needed to get these three Thanksgiving games in there.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. We discussed the pros and cons, and honestly, half the time, dude, I make my picks at this time of the week, anyways, because I do it at work. I can't bet in Maryland yet, so do it in Virginia. But it gives you worse information, right? Like, I wish I could do it Sunday morning when I know all the inactives, but I imagine the lines are also different. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, closer to game time, the better for me. I learned that in fantasy football too. Don't make a lineup decision early in the week. See how that thing plays out. But we're here nonetheless, and I think you're going to kick us off this week here. So, what's the first game on the schedule?
Yep, first game on Turkey Day is Bears at Lions. The Bears are a 2.5-point favorite, and I'm going ahead and picking the Bears here, even led by Andy Dalton, because it seems like the Lions might have Goff back, but that doesn't really mean much, in my opinion. And I think the Bears could definitely win this game, and just 2.5 points. It's not by much, so just talking about a field goal.
Yeah, 2.5 points. So I'm just going with the winner, and I'm going to take the small upset here. Go with the Lions. No Justin Fields. Akeem Hicks is still out. I don't think Allen Robinson's playing. Detroit, and then the coaches may get fired. I mean, there's reports coming out that this might be Nagy's last chance. So
right.
I look at the Lions, and they're still fighting, like trying to get this win. And I'm not sure the attitude in Chicago is the same after what happened to him last week, losing to Tyler Huntley in the backup. So, yeah, I'm going with the Lions in that one. The next game, Dallas and Vegas. The Raiders are traveling to the Cowboys. Cowboys are big favorites, of course, 7.5 points. I'm still going with the Cowboys in this game. The Raiders have lost 3 straight games. The offense looks different. They're struggling. David Carr looks like he's aged 10 years this year with everything that's happened. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys in a bounce-back game here to handle things on Thanksgiving.
Thursday night games are hard. The Ravens learned that the hard way. Traveling for Thursday night's hard, holiday week, etc. I think it's really difficult for these teams, even though I picked the Bears to do it. I just think that's because the level of talent. But, yeah, I don't think the Raiders are going to be able to pull this one off either. I'm picking the Cowboys here at 7.5. Overall, there's questions, obviously, if CeeDee Lamb's going to play. I know Amari Cooper's out, so that could really definitely change things, not having that number one option. But overall, I feel like the Pollard-Zeke combination should be good enough, and they'll make it happen. Figure it out.
I'm with you.
Next up is Bills at Saints, the last game of the Thursday night slate. 2 teams that don't normally play on this day. But the Bills here are a 6-point underdog, or a 6-point favorite rather. I'm going with the Bills here. I think this is really difficult to do because the Saints have, I think, the kind of defense that would slow down the Bills. But I'm going to say that they figure this out and make it work and are able to cover the 6 points.
Yes, one of my least favorite games on the schedule to pick. I wouldn't bet on this game, but I'm going to go with the Bills anyway, just because I think they're going to win the game. It could be a close game. I think the Saints could give them trouble running the ball, actually, even with Kamara and Ingram both banged up. I think Kamara is missing this game.
He's out.
So, yeah, so all in all, I'm just going to go with the Bills, who have been a better team slightly this year. The Bills are like up and down, Alec, every week. I don't know what's going on. It's like they show up big, and then I pick them, and then they show up small, and then I pick against them, and then they show up big again. But I'm going with the Bills in this one. And moving to Sunday's games, this one should be a really good one. Tampa Bay on the road are 3-point favorites. The Colts are at home getting the 3 points. The Bucks, though, I'm picking the Tampa Bay Bucks in this game. I'm going to go ahead and give the 3 points on the road, which is tough, especially since Indianapolis has looked so good. But my schematic matchup of this game is Tampa Bay giving up less than 4 yards a carry, near the top of the league, and that's where really Indianapolis makes their money. So I'm going to bet that the Bucks can slow down the Colts running game a little bit, come out with this win in Indianapolis.
Yep, that's understandable. Going to go the opposite way though here because I think the Bucks defense is not as solid as it once was earlier in the year. I've seen them a couple times recently, and it doesn't look as good. We also seen Brady off his game throwing more interceptions, and I think overall, I think the Colts can do it. I think there's a game flow where they can get ahead early, keep running the rock if it's working for them, and really make them struggle. So that's my theory there. Also, to go back to the Bills Saints, the Saints are really beat up in other ways too, man. Like it's wild. They lost their tight end. Obviously, they lost Jameis, so a lot of reasons to be concerned about the offensive production there.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about it after my little bit. I was like, oh yeah, I really shouldn't pick the Saints. I feel better about it now.
The Tampa Bay Indy game though is a really fascinating one to me. I could see it going either way. And
oh yeah,
it's so especially those interdivisional games on the road, and as well as the Colts have been humming. It's a tough pick, but I'm going to go with Brady, man. I'm going to stick with it.
All right, let's see if we got another Delta coming up. But we got Eagles at Giants. Giants just fired their offensive coordinator. Doesn't matter. The Eagles are a 3.5-point favorite, nevertheless. I think the Eagles have been playing really well lately. They're running the ball a lot more. The Giants, not that great against the run. Ergo, Eagles can cover this 3.5-point spread and make it happen.
This is my lock in the Eagles' direction. I'm with you 100%. I don't think Jason Garrett was really what was wrong with the Giants. Not saying that he was doing a great job or what have you, but their issues go pretty deep. And I like the way Philadelphia plays as a team. You know, the talent's one thing, but it seems like they're pretty consistent every week with what you get with them, which is more than most teams can say. So, yes, I think they go on the road. I think they beat the Giants by more than 3.5. I could see this being a big spread. My lock of the week right there.
Nice.
So here's a good one, man. Tennessee going to New England. And if you would have picked this, or if this game happened a few weeks ago, it would probably be a pick 'em, or Tennessee might be favored. But the New England Patriots are actually favored by 6.5 points at home over Tennessee. How quickly things can change. I mean, New England, quite frankly, looks like the most well-rounded, hitting their stride team in the AFC right now. It just looks like everything's kind of clicking for them. They're playing good team ball. They're getting good pressure with their front. Their defense is really showing up. Alec, look, all of a sudden, they have the largest point differential in the entire NFL. They're plus 123 points. So I should have said off the bat, I'm taking New England in this game to keep this going, to roll by more than 6.5. Lot of points to be giving to a team with Tennessee's record. But, I have to believe what I'm seeing now. And I think that New England is a better team than they were a month ago. Tennessee is worse off without Derrick Henry than they were a month ago. So I'm going to keep it going, go with New England, give the points.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. The Titans are a mess right now. There's not even a guarantee that A.J. Brown's going to play. Obviously, Julio's still hurt. They got rid of Adrian Peterson. There's a lot going on here. But 6.5 points, ooh, that's a lot too. So I'm going actually with the Titans here to cover.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm going to say they're keeping it closer. But this scares me, man, because the Patriots, they've been playing really well lately. And what the heck, man? They have one bad year, and now they're good again. It's ridiculous. They're so spoiled.
It's a good system, and
so spoiled.
When I looked at Mac Jones, I was and then when I saw the Senior Bowl, that was one of those things, Alec. When you drop them off at the Senior Bowl, you give them all the same plays. You see how everybody adapts real quick, and he dominated, man. He picked things up really quick, and he looked like he had been at that practice. He looked like it was his system, whereas everybody else was adjusting. So yeah, from that point on, I'm like, maybe he won't be too bad. So yeah, impressive for the Patriots though to get back, and this is really putting a lot of pressure on the Bills. Now the Patriots are in first place, so I think they feel that. And I was thinking you might have went with Tennessee there. It is a tough game to call. I'd like to see, I always like to see people's picks, but I'd like to see this week. There's some interesting ones in there.
Yeah, for sure, man. So next up, we got the Panthers at Dolphins. The Panthers are a 2-point favorite. The Cam effect is in play. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Panthers, man. Let's keep it rolling with Mr. Cam. I think he could actually do really well against the zero blitz that the Dolphins like to play. Plays right into their hand with guys like CMC and, get it out quick to DJ Moore on a really great route runner in and of himself. I think they can work out. So I'm going ahead and taking the Panthers here to win on the road.
Carolina let us down last week, but I'm picking them again this week.
Yeah,
and
I know they did. But
it's kind of tough. But I'm going back to the well. That's how you make your mistakes, Alec. You try to overcorrect. So Alec, I'm not going to do that. Miami has won 3 straight games, which is kind of nuts considering where they were. Carolina -2, still taking them. I think there's a lot of great pieces on that team, offense, on defense, and especially on defense. I think Miami's going to have a hard time moving the ball. This would be a game I would take the under on for sure, and I'll take Carolina. Now this one, Alec, I spent a lot of time on, and it's Pittsburgh going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is 4.5-point favorites against the Steelers. And Cincinnati, by the way, has won the last 2 games versus the Steelers earlier this year. And then at the end of last year with Brandon Allen as the quarterback, they beat the Steelers. So I really think that Cincinnati matches up well with Pittsburgh, but I'm taking Pittsburgh in this game. I don't know why. It's more of a hunch. I think that it'll be a field goal game, a really close game. And the 4.5 points are calling out to me in this situation, just saying, I know Cincinnati's had Pittsburgh's number, but, this is a really important game for both teams. I could see it being an ugly game, hard fought. Here we're getting in late November. I see a 23-20 type game. So I'll take Pittsburgh in the points.
All right. Yeah, the Bengals, obviously, a little up and down. Steelers, same thing. Divisional game, always close. I'm going to go with the Bengals, though. And my rationale is I don't think the Steelers are good. I think the Bengals are a better team. At this point, I think they're the better team. They're at home. I think they can put it together, make it work. That's it. It's like the whole take, man. I like better teams, and the points will come. Maybe they won't, but I hope they come.
I mean, Pittsburgh. They scored a boatload of points against the Chargers last week too. They're really hard to predict. Both of these teams.
I know, and that does give me a little bit of pause, but I don't know. I think they can do it. We'll see. It'll be fun. Next up, the stinker, Jets at Texans. Texans are a 2.5-point favorite. Congratulations. That might be the first time of the year that they're favorites.
Go Culley. David Culley making a difference.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Texans here, though. The Jets getting back their rookie quarterback, the rookie sensation, Zach Wilson. Spectacular throwing picks. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick the Texans here to beat up on the rookie.
Yeah, Pixel agrees. I agree. My dog's here too. So she always, quote unquote, goes to work with me. That's her way of hiding from the puppy. But that's about the best thing I can say about this game. Talk about our dogs instead. I'm just going to take the Texans -2.5. The Jets quarterback position influx. Home game for Texans. Somebody has to win. All great analysis in this one, but yes, going with Houston. And we're backing it up with another strong one here.
The strongest game of the slate.
Yeah, Atlanta at Jacksonville. Going to be highly watched, I'm sure, down in college football land down there. Atlanta the Falcons are 2-point favorites on the road. I'm taking Jacksonville. I don't know. I feel like Jacksonville plays tough every once in a while, and it seems like they're playing tougher and tougher. Atlanta's got their issues. I don't really know. It's like 2 games in a row here, Alec, where somebody has to win, and I'm going with the home team in both games. So, yeah, on top of Houston, I'll take Jacksonville. Give me the 2 points at home.
I'm going with the Falcons. Somebody has to win. I don't know. And mind you, they get the 2-point, handy or minus. So, that makes it kind of worse, but I mean, I think they're better, but they're not like, I don't know. It's just crap, dude. Crap in, crap out.
Yeah, let's get to a more interesting game here, Alec.
Yeah, 1 second. Edit that. Sorry. All right. Next game, Chargers at Broncos. Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite. My lock of the week, you already know, going against Fangio. Let's go Chargers. Let's go Chargers. I mean, I think the Chargers are obviously a hot and cold team, but I just think the Broncos, despite locking up a really great receiving core for the next couple of years, they just don't got the guy to throw it. I think it's just not there yet. It's not there yet. The Chargers should be able to pull this off, win by more than a field goal, and be good to go.
Yes, the Chargers on offense is the difference in this game. Denver has a really good defense. Yeah, I don't think they're being helped out a lot. I love Javonte Williams. I like the pieces they have. Cortland Sutton just getting his contract. Jerry Jeudy, draft favorite of mine. KJ Hamler, I like. They're trying to build their yeah, man. Tim Patrick too.
He just got a contract too. They did 2 back-to-back. It's wild.
2 back-to-back. Yeah, 2 big receivers that they wanted in there, and of course they'll have Jeudy and Hamler on their rookie contract. So they're set. But when I look at the Chargers team, another team that's, high and low, but man, their highs are so high. And I trust Justin Herbert to be able to outscore the Broncos in this game is what it comes down to.
Yep.
So yes, I'm taking the Chargers in their offense, really. Denver, I think, has a pathway to win this game if they can control the clock. And the Chargers run defense hasn't been great. So the Javonte Williams versus a so-so to not good run defense does kind of scare me, gives the Broncos a chance. But in the end, man, I expect the Chargers to pull away from this game.
Yep.
So this one, Alec, I'm interested to get your take on because I know how you feel about both teams. Minnesota at San Francisco. San Francisco is 3-point favorites at home. So a 3-point favorite at home means Vegas pretty much views these teams as even. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings. I'm sticking by them. They've done me well when I've picked them. They've done me well when I haven't picked them. So this is my team. And I think you're going to disagree with me, and I think you're going to take the Niners, and I think you're going to take a loss.
I'm not. I actually had the Vikings here. The Vikings, really, I mean, this is a great game, and I completely see why you feel that way. But I think the Vikings are extremely good at losing by 3 points or less. So how can I not take that? Like, even if they don't win, they could cover. So
right, you get 3 points.
Yeah, no, I mean, but in all seriousness, I mean, the Vikings should be a lot better than they are, man. It's so frustrating. I can't even imagine being a fan of that purple team instead. They need to figure this out. But the 49ers, they're figuring things out too. It's going to be a really, really great game. Definitely a good one to watch. But yeah, I'll take the Vikings too, man. Sorry, no Delta there. All right, dude, this is the one I tinkered. All right, so I picked both of these teams at one point. We got Rams at Packers. The Rams are a 1-point favorite. I'm taking the Packers. It's a pick'em game. And the rationale is cold. I looked into the weather. It's 32 degrees, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. I'm like, the Rams, they're not going to be able to pull it off. They're not going to figure it out. COVID toe. I know that's not a real thing. I'm just enjoying the narrative. Mr. Aaron Rodgers will be all right. And I think I saw that Jones was practicing. Aaron Jones. I don't know if he's going to play, though, but he is practicing. That's interesting to pay attention to. But, yeah, I'm going to the Packers here. They can win at home with their environment, essentially helping them out.
Me too. I'm going with the Packers. Much the same reason. This was my preseason NFC Championship game preview. Both teams are backing that up, so I'm feeling good about both picks. But Aaron Rodgers, this time of year in Green Bay, yes, I'm going with him over the Rams team. I'm interested to see what kind of adjustment the Rams make with Robert Woods obviously being gone for the season now, bringing Odell, because they really seem to rely on all 3 of their receivers and their tight end. They run that 11 personnel all the time. Everybody has their role. It's a well-oiled machine. So, and Robert Woods was a big part of that, a super reliable player, probably underrated by a lot of NFL fans, but it's a big loss for them. But nothing against this Rams team. I think that they'll be fine. I just see Green Bay being up for the challenge in their house in the cold, just like you said. So this one, this is going to be a great game here in Baltimore, Sunday Night Football. The Ravens are 4-point favorites over the Cleveland Browns. I'm going with the Ravens hesitantly in this one because I see a path for both teams to win. I expect Cleveland to win the line of scrimmage, which is going to make it very hard on Baltimore. But what Baltimore has that Cleveland doesn't have is some true weapons in the pass game. I mean, you look at the snap counts of what the Browns are playing, and their tight ends are their best players. So I think that fits into the Ravens' hands, their ability to, with as beat up as the Ravens are in the secondary right now, you have got all kinds of guys missing practice, not going to go into it. But Cleveland is not the kind of team that can take advantage of that. I think Baltimore stays strong enough versus the run. And then if you look at the scores that Baltimore has put up against Cleveland last year, Cleveland has not found a way to stop the Ravens. We'll see if this year's defense is any different for Cleveland. But I do know that there's some talented pieces on both sides of this game. Should be a great game Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night, Ravens at home. They're doing the color-changing wristbands. They'll have this guy in the stands. It's a lock, all right?
Whoa, okay. Whoa, I didn't know that. I should have known that before I picked.
Man, it's a tinker. The Ravens are going to cover. No
It's a
problem.
lock.
I got you. I mean, my lock was previous, but I'm telling you that it's going to happen. And, of course, now that I say that, it might be in huge jeopardy. But the reason I think, though, all seriousness, you're 100% right. The line of scrimmage, they should win. But I'm going to say the Browns should win. Yeah, the Browns should win the line of scrimmage battle. But I think the Ravens can 100% scheme away offensively their pass rush. So even though they'll win it, it'll be relatively neutralized. It won't matter as much. And then the other line of scrimmage, I'm very worried about. Chubb worries me. He's very good. But my rationale is that I think they're very one-dimensional. I wouldn't be shocked if Baker gets knocked out in the game, dude. The right tackle is a huge liability. And if our pass rush can figure that out, which I honestly, for the last 3 weeks, the right tackle's been a liability and they haven't figured it out that much. But yeah, I think it might work out. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah,
but
Baker not playing well was one of my factors.
Oh, that's the hugest thing, dude. If he was healthy, this is a much more interesting game. And the line wouldn't be 4 points. It'd be closer. So next up, last game, Monday Night Football, Seahawks at Washington Football Team. The Washington Football Team, a 1.5 point favorite. Yeah, wow. Seahawks, man, not what I thought they were. Washington Football Team, about what I thought they were. Seahawks. Because they have to be better than they're playing. Like the talent's surely there. They can do it, right?
Yeah,
it's wild. It's wild. I don't really know what's going on with that team. They've fallen off a cliff, but I feel like the talent's all there, and they should be able to pull it off. This is a lesser opponent. That's it.
Well, when Baltimore goes to Maryland, stuff will be tough. When Seattle goes to Washington, it's going to be a tough game to pick. It was my joke attempt of the day, but
I like it.
Yeah, man, Seattle's due. I feel like I'm just going to keep picking them as these point spreads keep getting piled in their favor because I just don't understand it. I mean, I even watched part of it last week and I wasn't understanding it. And then the Washington Football Team allowing about 27 points a game. It's like, you can't tell me that. I mean, well, you could tell me. I just feel like the Seattle Seahawks are due to go in there and win.
You think about their pass options. You think about the Washington Football Team pass defense, and you're like, this is a match made in heaven, right?
Right.
And then, like, the Washington Football Team, I could see, they just kind of, like, flail around a bit. Like, they're not particularly scary on offense right now. Not that they don't have weapons, but I just think the Seahawks can pull this off, man.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, actually. I think it's going to Seattle's offense is going to turn around. And then when I look at Antonio Gibson and Terry McLaurin and that, I mean, they just have, no matter who the quarterback is, they have weapons. So I think that this is a sneaky game. I don't think the over-under will be too high on this, and I would probably take the over on that game too. Mm-hmm. So there you have it, Alec. It looks like, according to my sheet, 5 games we're deltaing on, and what is it, 15 games on the schedule. So we disagreed on a third of the games. Hopefully that works out in somebody's favor. I don't even know who I'm rooting for at this point, because if you start doing poorly, man, we're gonna have to cut the show, man. So it's getting bad over here.
Can't have that, man.
I can't have that.
It's all on my shoulders. I feel the
It's
weight.
all on you. It's all on you. It's all on you. Yeah. So some interesting picks. We disagreed on Chicago at Detroit, Tampa Bay and Indy, New England, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and everybody's favorite game, Atlanta going to Jacksonville. So we'll see what happens in those games. But Alec, noticed you, Ravens recap doing really well. Been listening, keeping up with it, checking in, and can't wait to do our review show or our preview show tomorrow with Garnett. Jay can't make it. He's with the in-laws, so we'll be doing that tomorrow evening. So yeah, a lot of stuff still going on with the holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, Alec, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Everyone enjoy. Stay safe and enjoy some turkey, I guess.
That's right. That's right. So, and mac and cheese definitely belongs at the Thanksgiving table. Not
mac
regular
and cheese involves in all tables.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not even a food guy, but you got to have the mac and cheese in there. That's just it's a staple, and not the regular mac and cheese, the good mac and cheese, like the 5 cheeser or whatever the hell they do.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any mac and cheese at this week's shenanigans, but there will be at my in-laws, so they'll come through with the mac and cheese.
Aren't you the cook?
No, I'm not this year.
You're on the bench.
I'm making a side. And I'm making pretzels. The classic Thanksgiving food.
Okay, making pretzels. All right.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. Extra Thanksgiving visual there at the end. Thanks again to my football family. All right, Alex, that time, man. Say goodbye to everybody.
Good night.